Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Before and After the with your share as always, Queen KZK. Be sure to hit that follow, that like, that share, that subscribe button on both Instagram and YouTube if you haven't already. I invite you to do so. If you have already followed, subscribe on Instagram and YouTube, give yourself a pat on the back and a shout out to you. This is going to be episode 81 that we are welcoming to a half an hour podcast. If we go longer, that's fine. The limited time and the goal is a half an hour at least. Everything you need to know, want to know, will be more exurban to watch and enjoy, and also inside things and stuff like that, like I always do. Now, as I said on my other couple podcasts, is that we're playing catch up. So, if you hear something that happened like a few weeks ago, yeah, it's a catch up video. That's what you're gonna hear, what you're gonna see, because I did my last two. I did part one and part two over the last 5 week podcast. It was more about it, information on the first part, and then the second one was the actual podcast of it, which is why it was 25 minutes. So the first one was like 10 minutes, but together it's 35 for the episode 79. That episode of podcast to catch up on last. It was now turned into 5 weeks. So got that out there, including the updates. I talked about the top five teams who I want to get the Super Bowl. You guys can check that out, and also drop my album playlist. I just today. You guys can also check out. I did my episode and podcast over the last 4 weeks and got that done. Number episode 80, and talked about Survivor Series coming up, Crown Jewel coming up, and the new Managers Hall of Fame legendaries and things like that. That's been going on and stuff. So now this is over the last 3 weeks instead of a triple threat, a double knockout, or a single podcast and things like that. This is going to be a single half an hour podcast catching up over the last 3 weeks. So you get the picture, you're caught up, you get the idea, you know what's happening, what's going on. So now you can be prepared and get the memo, and it makes sense what's going on. So with that being said, we're going to touch base on the last 3 weeks of this episode podcast right now. So we're gonna start off with After the Bell. We had Tamaska on After the Bell, former two-time NXT champion. Then he was out for a while. I think he got injured on the back here or something, or just wasn't there for a while on Raw with everything changing from Raw to SmackDown, NXT, and we had Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch, our former, now NXT Women's Champion, giving the respect to Lyra, who is our current NXT Women's Champion this past Halloween Havoc over this past weekend, and then also Shanti being the host of Halloween Havoc. I think this is her second year that she's got to do that, but she fits perfect for it. And also she's got the singing career. I mean, this is her second song that I've seen her perform, and then I also got to see her music video. So maybe Shanti outside of wrestling is a singer. I seen her music video. Now she performed live, and now she got to host Halloween Havoc outside of the wrestling. I think she still currently has SmackDown, but of course she's that for the NXT. And Becky Lynch is still big time X, still the man. Looks like that triple threat that I was talking about won't happen at Survivor Series as far as right now because she's no longer NXT Women's Champion. So it looks like this year at Survivor Series they're keeping it Adam Pearce, the manager of Raw, versus Nick, the manager of SmackDown. Raw versus SmackDown at this year's Survivor Series as now NXT Women's Champion has the NXT Women's Champion belt. But of course, Becky Lynch could still be on the women's team of Raw, just like I was talking about Bianca Belair being on SmackDown. And that the question is, Jade Cargill, if she gets to work Belair on SmackDown team, then they could verse each other and save that for like a WrestleMania that she was talking about that she was open to an exclusive interview with Bianca Belair over this I think it was last week before her return as well to touch base on Survivor Series as we're headed towards Crown Jewel right now. And Mommy let Adam Pearce know she will remain women's champion and go eye to eye with her and Io Shirai, making it still a classic NXT match. It'll just be the two of them. But right now, a week and a half towards Crown Jewel. So that's a little replica of what I was talking about last podcast. In case you didn't hear it or see it, you heard it and saw it now, and also a little bit of a new breaking news as well. So I had to throw that out there. You see that my last one was kind of a replica of what I was talking about the triple threat, and now it's turned into a singles action because of the breaking news at Holiday House. So at Tamaska, anyways, I was talking about the returns and the return of Tamaska, former two-time NXT champion. He's the Dominator. Got an opportunity versus Gunther for the Intercontinental Champion, and he was on after the last 3 weeks, and I know that he was targeted because he main reason just wanted to get his revenge. So I say that Tommaso has got his revenge on Gunther, despite Gunther remaining NXT champion and including the Imperial, remaining as that group as dominant, keeping him undefeated, the longest undefeated Intercontinental champion now in WWE history, and was it like 4 decades now, 40 years, 4 decades now, officially, and a little overboard. So with that being said, how Chad Garrison was trying to get another Intercontinental Championship because he came real close to it. And then also Tommaso, he got to interact with Johnny Guerrero as I saw Tommaso return, and then we had Johnny return, and then we had Tommaso go for the Intercontinental Championship. Johnny getting the win in singles action. Like to see Johnny and Tommaso in a tag team, coming up recently. I think that would be, a good tag team with Tommaso and Johnny. Of course, figure out the tag team if that happens with all these new tag teams, Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso, and we got John Cena and LA Knight, which I call John Cena and LA Knight. With him being the megastar, him being you can't see hustler to respect all that good stuff, that dynamics. I call John Cena and LA Knight's team when they do a tag team on Friday Night SmackDown, the Mega Cenas. And I call Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes when they're a tag team on Monday Night Raw, which still seems that way, even though they're not tag team champions. Still seems they're helping each other out, as we just saw Cody Rhodes have Jey Uso's back from getting his foot broken, like Judgment Day tried to do to him with versus the steel chair. So obviously that's not still over. But Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes, I call them the Nightmare Events. So those are the names that I chose for these new teams on SmackDown and Raw and towards Crown Jewel. So Johnny and Tommaso, I really don't know what to call that team if it were to happen. I mean, I think I've seen them before work together in War Games. But I want it to currently happen on Raw. And then they converse, the Viking Raiders, the New Day, the Academy, and things like that expanded. And of course, the Judgment Day expanded Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes with like a tag team battle like they like to do, but maybe with forming all these different tag teams that maybe we can have a new pay-per-view starting next year just with tag teams facing each other rather than a match or Fatal 5, Fatal 4, making it all these different things because I think we got enough teams that we could do it because I think that would be a good idea. And if it does, I need my credit, I need my money because it was my idea. So give a shout out to me, give me my credit, and give me my money, give me my banks because I am the one that created that. I think that it should be an all wrestling 2024 all wrestling pay per view, just with tag teams from both Raw, SmackDown, and NXT, just combining just tag team matches, including the NXT Championship belts, including the Raw Tag Team Championship belt, and the SmackDown Tag Team Championship belts on the line. But that way we can kind of have it would be a grudgel match. And it's like, well, you'd have this and this team from Raw, for the Raw Tag Team Championship belts. This and this team kind of instead of doing that double, take it the championship belts back to SmackDown, and then this tag team would go for the NXT Women's and Men's Tag Team titles. So we'd have 4 different teams going NXT, Raw, SmackDown, and Women's Tag Team titles in this whole pay per view. But and then the other ones would just be the kickoff, the main event, And whoever does the kickoff and main event, can get their shot next time. Be like, hey, we won. We're next in line, just to carry on the brands, but just so that it's a whole pay per view since they're creating all these new tag teams. I think it should be a new 2024 pay per view with just a bunch of tag teams going at each other for the champions on the line, against each other in general, to show who's the best, and then get their opportunity expanded around SmackDown and see throughout the episodes and shows, and of course throughout the week to get to that point. So that's a really good idea. If that happens, I need my props and my money and my credits because I'm the one that created that. I'm the one that came up with that idea. I got great ideas. I am a great creator and I'm a great thinker. That's why I made this whole podcast for wrestling. I made host my own interviews. I do my own rapping albums, snippets, studio time. I act on here. I entertain on here. Give you the inside news, things like that. I am a creator. That is what I set my mind to do. That's what I feel comfortable with doing. Sharing my ideas, expanding the brain, expanding the mind because it's awesome, it's great, and it's interesting to hear and to enjoy. And it's not boring at all. So, even the ones that you can tell I'm tired on, but I keep going and it sounds great and it sounds good because I can do this stuff in my sleep because this is just naturally, not even trying to think. This is naturally. So, with that being said, I think they should do that in the tag team. Speaking of Tommaso after the bell and Johnny Guerrero returning to Raw. With that being said, let's skip over to the bump. So it's gonna bump this over a little bit. On the bump, then we have the greatest of all time, Mr. Hustle, loyalty, respect, never give up, 16-time WWE Champion John Cena. Dr. Death and Knowledge, ruthless, aggressive. My favorite version of John Cena was the ruthless, aggressive, just because I thought someone, with me rapping on YouTube, I like another rapper, and also I work out to be in that wrestling business, so I dig the rapping wrestler that the novice of John Cena because that's kind of what I'm doing. So I dig it. And it was awesome. It was good, and also can still pull it off at the end. So I like that version of John Cena. He was on the bump as well. Got him to the end of course, Halloween month on SmackDown. I'm hoping, I'm praying that he stays longer because I want to see him the day before Survivor Series on SmackDown. And he has to be a part of SmackDown's men's team at Survivor Series. So I want to see my number one favorite of all time. This is my number one favorite. I know I say, this is my favorite. I got five favorites of all time: John Cena, Randy Orton, Rey Mysterio, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns. Those are my five top favorite guys of all time. Those are my top favorite superstars. And then the three of them are my favorite of all time: Rey Mysterio, John Cena, and Randy Orton, because they kind of started at the same time, neck and neck. And those are the guys I grew up watching wrestling. And then, of course, I had to watch all the Rock, Stone Cold, Take It Back Classic, because I like watching the classic matches and the 2013 matches versus the now generation matches, which that's when Seth and Roman in the 2013. So I want to see John Cena live before Survivor Series, and I want to see him a part of the SmackDown team at Survivor Series, and I want to see that tag team on Raw. With that being said, I know that Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso are going after the tag team titles, possibly at Crown Jewel, because apparently them in the Judgment Day have unfinished business. And Mommy would be really busy, defending her women's championship belt in a fatal five-way. So that'll give the perfect opportunity for Cody and Jey to reclaim those titles back from Priest and Finn. Now, if Dominic gets involved, I say Sami Zayn would help them. And then it pretty much, with Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso being Priest and Balor getting the Raw and SmackDown Tag Team Championship match, Mommy would be busy in a fatal four-way for the remain as women's champion, who I'm going for. That is happening, but I think that one's going to happen too, and that's who I would go for. And then Sami Zayn would even the odds with Dominic. And of course, I'm going for Rey Mysterio, remaining United States champion against Logan Paul. Make it what happened at WrestleMania a few years ago. make of that now and show why he is a Hall of Fame, why he is a legend, why he is the biggest little man, why he is remaining as such United States champion, and ain't nothing gonna change. With that being said, going for our World Heavyweight Champion Seth freaking Rollins to remain as such against Drew McIntyre's. And that is my predictions. And little, we're a week and a half towards Crown and Jewel. So that is my predictions on who I think's gonna win in the already matches that are happening, and then of course prediction in the coming matches and who I think will come on the outcome. Of course, we have to wait for this Fight Out Raw to make it official. But of course, we're on our way with it being Wednesday, Friday Night SmackDown first, WWE Live, and Monday Night Raw. And of course, I'll show my Friday Night SmackDown video. I might put in some WWE Live or just talk about it in the podcast. And then, of course, do Raw prediction or Monday Night Raw video. Towards Crown Jewel. Then after that, Crown Jewel video. So, with that being said, these would now be my Raw prediction, SmackDown prediction, Raw results, SmackDown results, WWE Live, behind the scenes, the inside stories I just told you about, and WWE Live, all that within these videos. And of course, adding Fastlane in there. We got Jade Cargill officially signing a contract over the WWE. We've seen her on Raw with Becky Lynch. We've seen her on SmackDown with Charlotte. We've seen her, I believe she's on NXT. That's when she was with Triple H brought her in. Was that Fastlane when she came? A pay-per-view. So, yeah, that's missed that question. So, now it's time to see Jade Cargill in action. Yeah, it says who's the most athletic woman out of all these. Of course, I choose the roughest, the quickest, the strongest, the fastest, the EST, the BEST, and WWE, Bianca Belair. So I want to be part of Survivor Series team, and I want Jade Cargill to help her on Survivor Series team, and then versus chat WrestleMania. I think that would be cool. Working as teammates, and then get that respect since they already mentioned it, and then Bianca's opinion on it, and then them taking it to WrestleMania. That would be a good match. So that was before Fastlane. That was my Fastlane predictions. That was me welcoming Jade Cargill to WWE, and then a little Fastlane before Fastlane video. Now Raw predictions. Kofi Kingston, Ivar, and we've seen Ivar, but I didn't see her the last time. With the Academy, that I did see Kofi Kingston versus Ivar in the Shield match to revenge. Oh, I seen the New Day this past Monday Night Raw with the Academy on Raw. That's what I was talking about, all these different tag teams that were forming already together and that could make it into an all tag team pay-per-view event. My idea, my credit, my money. I want my money, I want my credit, and I want my acknowledgement. Because I think that's a really great idea. Put a whole 2024 first pay-per-view to start the year off. Tag Team Revolution. This tag team for Raw, SmackDown, and NXT and defend all the titles. That would be good. That would be awesome. That would blow the New Year's up. Right after, of course, January with the Royal Rumble, then tag team around that February time. And then the following, you wouldn't know what to. You still be talking about by the time you get all the way to WrestleMania. And then WrestleMania will be blowing your mind. You're talking about the Royal Rumble until WrestleMania. Then you'll be talking about WrestleMania or that tag team in between. Then you talk about that tag team all the way to Extreme Rules to Crown Jewel to TLC to Money in the Bank to the end of the year for the holiday specials, and you'll still be talking about it. I think that's a really great pay per view idea. That'd be my Fastlane prediction, Raw prediction, Raw result, and welcome Jake. I think Travis Rice and Crown Jewel coming up. Naomi as our women's dominating champion on Raw. And JD came through for the Judgment Day that attacked Cody Rhodes, but not to keep Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso down as they got their revenge with the steel chair. But the fact is, JD got to work with the Judgment Day without them turning against him, and he actually helped the Judgment Day. So that put him on the good side of Damian Priest. With JD helping the Judgment Day accomplish, that put him on the good side of Priest. But then, of course, the bad side of Priest when Cody Rhodes wasn't going to let Judgment Day get away with it. And no amount of security is going to stop our women's champion, Rhea Ripley, getting her hands on Nia Jax. Or Drew McIntyre stuff for the World Heavyweight Champion at Crown Jewel. And J. Cole trying to play the mind games. He is the voice of reason. And Edge officially on AEW. Now having that friendship with Christian, and then of course that enemy then against with him and Christian. Former NXT Women's Champion Becky Lynch after this Halloween Havoc. For the Miz TV, which we didn't have a Miz TV this last Raw. So that was with Raw prediction, Raw results. And some WWE Live with American Icon Jay Swing as Raw SmackDown Tag Team Champions, former now, still remaining as such dominating, and of course, our dominating Tribal Chief Roman Reigns remaining as champion of WWE Live. Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes remain as tag team WWE Live, and Austin Theory and Grayson Waller form this new tag team with the Academy and the New Day. That was on this past Raw. That's what that was about. So that's my Raw prediction, Raw results. Welcome to Fastlane. Results of WWE Live and some little inside news. And of course, after Raw and SmackDown, like talking Raw talk, talking Smack after it all happened. And it turns out talking about and then the NXT to follow it up. Camille's NXT champion. Sugar him still tagging that mod. He's gonna break that up. Braun Breaker getting his self-esteem back with the Bronson Brothers destroying everybody through a table. Braun Breaker destroying everybody with a spear. I think they got their mojo back as the brothers. Dominating brothers now on NXT, and Braun Breaker with the dominate everybody the way that you can as the uprising superstar in NXT. And of course the NXT champion Camille Hayes. So that would be what I was representing. Raw prediction, Raw results. NXT prediction, NXT results. WWE Live results after Raw and SmackDown Insiders. All that good things. And that John Cena and Seth Rollins was winning a tag team together as World Heavyweight Champion, former world heavyweight champion, how they come from, the alliance, and well, they come from, enemies with the authority, and now they're working as a tag team, frenemies, and still have that same acknowledgement, that still respect amongst each other as great champions and individuals, and then together as a tag team. And that Seth Rollins and John Cena with their tag team, I mean, it could be anything. That could be the Visionary slash You Can't See Me, because that'd be really funny, or the Seth and Nation, or kind of like Cena Nation, be Seth and Nation. I don't think that sounds good though. Then it's like, well, we have the Revolutionary, the Visionary, Seth freaking Rollins, hustle, loyalty, respect, never give up, 60-time WWE champion John Cena, current world heavyweight champion Seth Rollins, part of the dominant show that's still dominant today. So Seth Rollins and John Cena's team, I'd put. I mean, the Revolutionary sounds good together. Ruthless Revolutionary. That's what I say. John Cena and Seth Rollins team. The Revolutionary. Ruthless Revolutionary. There we go. I saw John Cena and Seth Rollins when a tag team together, so I would call their tag team Ruthless Visionary. Or Ruthless Evolutionary. Ruthless Evolutionary. I think the Ruthless Evolutionary works better for Seth and John Cena's team, because of them changing from enemies and now friends and now tag team and help each other out. That makes sense. The Ruthless Revolutionary John Cena and Seth Rollins individually and now together winning a tag team. And our current United States champion is still as such women's champion Io Shirai with Bayley and Dakota Kai. The whole day was trying to SmackDown together to make sure that ain't letting up. And of course they'll make sure they'll be there to make sure she remains that Survivor Series team, which will put the Judgment Day for Rhea, but they're all men and they'll probably have a tag team themselves. Tag team is tag team. So I don't know who would help her on that point if Jam still got involved. But let's cross that bridge when it happens, that theory when it happens. Right now we're on a royal. It's a crown jewel. That was just a little bit of SmackDown on the show. Bryson Reed was defeated by main event Jey Uso. John Cena defeated Dominic in a dark match, SmackDown dark match. And Jey Uso Cody Rhodes Raw SmackDown Tag Team Champions. That happened at Fastlane. They won the tag team, like I said. Jay and his Cody Rhodes remain Raw and SmackDown Tag Team Champions, becoming the new ones, as I said. And our World Heavyweight Champion remaining the last man standing, Seth freaking Rollins. I said United States Champion. I was talking about the Damage Charlotte Canales and Women's Champion. LWO Pat McAfee returned. LA Knight John Cena remained the LA Knight and John Cena's team, the Mega Stars. And John Cena and Seth Rollins will be Ruthless Revolutionary. And when I went to the Jeff Dunham live, Peanut's my favorite. And then the Skeleton. That was funny as hell. That was a little Valentine's sleep seat, since she's already did a Halloween Christmas one. And then that was when I went to Monday Night Raw Live that I showed you guys. Singing and chanting with Becky Lynch and Stone Ross. That's what I was talking about. And I know you guys seen my gear. New championship belt. That's his autograph. Picture and autograph from Drew McIntyre. And the championships and all that stuff. And then this is just backyard, is what I called it. Backyard bars. Taking a shot and just started rapping it. Now, like Tatum Sharon rapping some backyard bars. And that will be the end of this episode podcast. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to watch, like, follow, and subscribe on Instagram and YouTube if you haven't already. If you have, go ahead. Like I said, do a little happy dance. Thank you guys for watching, like, follow, and subscribe on Instagram and YouTube. I appreciate that already for those of you who have. Shout out to you guys. And I'm traveling back and inviting the rest of you guys who will also get a shout out to watch, like, follow, and subscribe on both Instagrams. And this is episode 80 now. This is completed over the last 4 weeks now, and now we're up to date. Now we're on top of things, and now this turned into a triple threat over the last 3 weeks episode of podcast. So now we're all caught up, got it to where it needs to be. I think we're pretty good. With that being said, this is just on here. I was talking about the Raw and SmackDown and Instrument Adult video with that right over here. So, with that being said, I think that pretty much closes out this episode. We touched topics on after that. Just hit that subscribe button right over here. Queen,